Hey Cavs, welcome to this latest edition of the Cav Report. I'm Michael Peterson. The college has recently decided to raise tuition rates. Paloma Martinez reports.
After 3 years of holding tuition rates flat, the college will increase the schooling fees the next academic year. Barbara Larson, JCCC Executive Vice President, states it will be a modest raise.
We don't believe that these modest increases will influence enrollment decisions, and that's why we want to make sure that we don't have large spikes in tuition, but really consider very moderate planned increases.
On the other hand, some people indicate this change could decrease the school population.
Well, I think for the low-income families, it should be like a grant or something that we can help the students with, because if there's no funds and if the student has to pay more, they will stop coming over to and keep having education.
People should be able to come to a college that is cheaper. That way they can reach their potential and reach their goals. And raising the prices of things causes people to go somewhere else.
I wouldn't be super worried about it because I guess financial aid would still be available and that might be able to help, but again, it's not the same case for everybody, so.
I'm not all that concerned about it. I mean, it doesn't sound like too much of a big raise, and I know that there are like some lower income students who might be worried about it, but I think the college does have a lot of good financial aid programs.
The increase will not affect their financial aid at all. But what I would encourage students to do is apply for our scholarship programs, apply for financial aid. Many students don't even apply. We give away millions of dollars in scholarships each year, and if you can't receive them if you don't apply.
However, the Student Senate voted to not oppose the increase.
As Student Senate, we voted to not be opposed of the tuition raise. Is how we've worded it, just because it's already in action. It's already in their planning, even though it's only going to get confirmed in May.
For the Campus Ledger, Paloma Martinez.
Asbestos, a highly toxic material, has been discovered on the third floor of the LIB building, where construction is underway with the goal of opening a greater shared work and study space between the EdTech Center, Graphic Design Department, and Writing Center. Exposure to asbestos can lead to lung cancer and other fatal illnesses, and a hazmat team will be required to remove the remaining residue, which has been safely contained in a confined space. A group of Kansas lawmakers recently proposed a law involving same-sex marriage. Simone Griggs reports.
Kansas lawmakers recently proposed 2 bills, one of which would discredit same-sex marriage. Students and teachers shared their thoughts on the bill.
The sad thing is, I think it's representative of the fact that you do still have such prejudice out there, and people who are so angry and hostile and prejudiced that they're trying to put a bill like that through.
To talk like that in 2019 is ridiculous, and I'm sure other people would feel the same way. And
the first bill uses terms like mythology when describing sexual orientation, and regarding the LGBTQ community as part of secular humanism, which is identified as a religion. A portion of the law also states that LGBTQ civil rights are offensive to the race-based civil rights movement in the 60s, and calls same-sex marriages and transgender people immoral, with a tendency to erode community standards of decency.
On the one hand, the bill really is ridiculous, and it's easy to kind of laugh it off. But on the other hand, it's reflective of where we are in society and kind of how frightening that is, that somebody would have that much hatred that they would want to pursue something like that.
The fact that, you're trying to discredit them and say, they're doing injustice to that, you're lying to yourself.
It's just people just wanting to live their lives and have the same rights as anybody else.
I think, though, we have to compare it to the civil rights movement because it's the only other movement that really has challenged laws in the same kind of way.
From the Campus Ledger, Simone Griggs.
The JCCC International Club meets in COM 155 outside the food court. The club describes themselves as a group that provides support and engagement opportunities for the international and non-international students of JCCC. They emphasize the importance of learning about cultures other than their own. Hosted by accounting professor David Krug, the meetings allow the college's diverse body of students to interact with one another, foreign exchange and non-foreign exchange students alike. The club members played games based upon different cultures and traditions from around the world. For more information, contact David Krug. Now, in order to keep the campus clean and to protect our environment, it is important that the people who use it get rid of any waste they may have in an appropriate manner. According to the college's Student Code of Conduct, no student shall deposit, dump, litter, or otherwise dispose of any refuse on college property except in duly designated refuse depositories. The college has many trash cans and recycling bins, and you're almost always in close proximity to one when you're on campus, which makes it that much easier to do the right thing. Well, that wraps up this installment of the Cav Report. For the Campus Ledger, I'm Michael Peterson. We'll see you next time.